What's on Your Mind is sponsored by ACC 339.0, New Style Radio 98.7 FM, Breakthrough Studios, and Reggae Jam Jam.
Good afternoon, guys. How you doing? Welcome to another program. It's What's on Your Mind. I'm Carl. The program is produced by Breakthrough TV at gmail.com. How you doing? Hope all is well with you. Let me say thank you again for tuning in to the program. This is a live stream. We are here now, doing it. And big shout out to all you guys who support the program. Let me say massive respect, you know what I mean? And all you guys, I actually send the link to. And sometimes I don't want to ask you, I just send it. Let me say thank you for accepting that. Absolutely marvelous, great, fantastic. So, how your day been? Hope all is well with you. And I want to say once again, thank you. Also, want to say a big shout out to Asha B. Asha B was on our program last week. And Asha B is from the Big Ship Alliance group, which is actually marvelous. So we say big shout out to them, the Big Alliance. And the Big Ship Alliance. And you can catch the Big Ship Alliance at the Yard Button. And that's in Hockley, the Jewelry Quarter. And that's the 12th of August. So, and they've got more dates coming up. So you can actually go on social media and you see all those dates which are there. So big shout out to the Big Ship Alliance. Also, want to say a big shout out to Sugar Rainbow. Sugar Rainbow, I should say. Now, Sugar Rainbow and Heather Haywood got this fantastic track, brand new, and the track is called Think About. We actually interviewed Heather Haywood about 3 weeks ago before that track was released. And now the track is doing great. In fact, the track has reached number 9 in the UK soul chart. So we say big, massive respect and big congratulations to all you guys. Now, the Equators, my very good friend, the Equators. The Equators is at Ballylicious. That's in the Jewelry Quarter. And they're there the 10th of August. So that is Thursday. Stewart Street in the Jewelry Quarter. So please check that out. Big shout out to you, Leo. Ron, Rocky. And let me say big shout out to you. And all you guys from the Equators. I also want to say big shout out to Don. Big shout out to you, sir. Now, as I say, got my very special guest on the program tonight. And her name is Tina B. Tina B is a singer, she's a songwriter, and she's a performer. And she is our guest this week. Let me say big shout out to you, Tina. Are you there?
I'm here. How are you, Carl?
Great. How are you? Good to see you.
I'm fine. Nice to see you too.
How's your day been?
It's been busy, but a bit rewarding, so I don't mind.
What have you been up to?
Well, I'm a community coach, so today I was based in the library helping people. I help with employability, energy advice, befriending, things like that. So I had a lovely lady from Hong Kong. She needed some help with a CV and cover letter. So I dealt with that. And another lady that needed job search support. Yeah. So I was doing that with them today. So it's been productive.
You're a singer, songwriter, and a performer. How do you find the time for that?
I make time. Even if I'm at work and I get an idea, I stop work. Yeah. I stop work and I start putting down my ideas and stuff like that. So you're always on. When you write, you don't have any like set time. Like I'm going to sit down, I'm going to write a song. I don't know if people could do that. If I get an idea, I stop what I'm doing. I'll put it down on paper, or I'll just get the phone out and sing the notes into it, so I remember it for later. Mm-hmm. So it's just an ongoing thing.
Marvelous.
Yes, marvelous. Ongoing.
So let me go to the big question: where did the singing career all started?
Ooh. You know what? It was accident. It was accidental, actually.
Serious.
Yeah, because I used to sing a lot at home, but I was really shy. And then my brothers joined like a sound system, so I jumped on there and I used to go on the mic and do my little thing, you know what I mean? And then eventually there was like a karaoke competition at the local pub, and my friend pushed me to enter it, so I entered it and I won. I was quite shocked at that. And then I started getting like people invited me to events and wanted me to sing at funerals, plenty funerals, and plenty funerals, loads of them, and like it was nice because it was just something I enjoyed doing, and I was getting paid for it as well, so that was a bonus.
Marvelous.
So
Marvelous.
it was just accidental. I got into singing.
So I was gonna ask you. So that is when you decide to be an entertainer.
Yeah, it's a hobby. Yeah. It's a hobby, because it's like, yeah, it is. But I can't hear what other people hear. Some people say, oh yeah, you've got a really nice voice. It's distinctive. It's unique. And I'm thinking, yeah, all right, thanks. But as I said, you can't hear what other people hear. Yeah. So it's nice when people come and say, say what they think to you, because it makes you think and it makes you improve on what you're doing, so that you can do more and do it better.
Yeah. What kind of singers would you describe yourself of, and what are some of the genres of music that you actually do?
My favorite is lovers rock. My favorite artist is Louisa Marks. Yeah. Love her. Love Louisa Marks. But I love John Holt as well. I love all of John Holt stuff. Yeah. And Dennis Brown. The revival stuff. I love all them things. I'm kind of old school, but I do like roots as well. I've done a couple of rootsy type tracks as well, because I like to be, like to have a variety of stuff. I don't want to be just like pinpointed to one genre of music.
Yeah. You don't want to serve what I call one master. No.
I want to serve loads of masters. Yeah.
I totally support that. In my very early days of music, and playing with a couple of bands. I remember talking to a musician, and I'm saying, "You can't serve so many masters. You have to serve different. You know what I mean? You can't. If you're playing reggae, you have to play reggae. You know what I mean? If you're playing funk, you have to play funk. You can't switch from reggae to funk to soul to jazz to blues. And I find that a bit like, and I find that I find that so, because going different genres, you're actually learning from different style, and that's what I love about the whole situation. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. I agree. Yeah.
And who are some of your major influence then, both from different genres? Influence?
Well, I love Luther Vandross. I love Whitney.
Yeah.
I love, who do I love? There's so many. Barry White, Aretha Franklin. Oh, what's her flipping name again? So Heartbreaker. Dionne Warwick.
Dionne Warwick.
Love her. Yeah. Love her.
And she's still with us.
Name, yeah.
And she's still with us.
Yeah, she's not dead. That's good. Yeah, she's not
great.
Dead.
Fantastic. Yeah. Fantastic artist. Yeah. So, what are some of the advantages and disadvantages of being a performer or making tunes? What are some of the advantages and disadvantages?
Advantages are you get to hear what you've created put to music, and it's really nice. You know what I mean? When people love it. And you think, well, I did that. It's like you paint a picture and people say, oh, that's a really good picture. It's like, it's the same sort of a thing. You're being creative and people actually like it. But at the same time, it's good when, you have constructive criticism as well, because I don't mind it because it just makes me do better. And a lot of people don't like being criticized, but I don't mind. If it's constructive, I don't mind. So that's one of my advantages. Disadvantages, I think, living in Notts as well, there's not as much opportunities as there is like in London and those places. you
We
know.
always,
So you do get a bit left out.
yeah, we always say
Yeah.
that about Birmingham. Yeah, we always say that
Mm,
because we're in the West Midlands, and we always say that about the West Midlands because everybody wants to go to London. You know what I mean? I think it's
yeah.
changing a little bit now. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But
Yes, it is. Yes, it
but
is.
says you're in the forest, ain't you?
I'm in the bush.
I know you're in Robin Hood country.
I am. I am. I am. I'm in the bush. All right. Stop. Stop. Stop now. Stop now. Stop.
I got,
You need to
I got,
stop.
sorry. I know.
Enough.
Okay, all right. Smile, smile. You remember? You remember the track? Smile.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's doing ever so well. As soon as you're
Yes.
mentioning it, yeah, doing
You
ever
see.
so well. Mm.
So I did
I
that.
like how you brought that in. I like how you
Of,
brought that
of
in.
course, of course.
You're
This is
good.
what I.
You're good. You're good.
This is what I do.
You're good. You're good.
So, um, behave yourself now. Behave yourself. So,
All right. All right.
how did your track come about?
What? Smile.
Yeah, yeah, of
Okay.
course.
Um, I was approached by someone that knew somebody that was getting this rhythm track out, and asked if I'd be interested in it. So I liked it, so I said yeah. And it was it's Chucky Banton, it's Chucky Banton's production, Banton Records, and it was the Mission Accomplished rhythm. So
Yeah.
I just chucked a few words together, came up with Smile, and it's doing ever so well. It was like number one in the Stevie J chart show for
Okay.
3 weeks in a row,
Yeah.
and it's still it's still at number two now. Weeks later, I don't know what's going on.
Right,
It's
right,
still
right.
there, hovering in position number two. It went to three, and it's gone back to two now. So I don't know. I'm just watching it, just
Yeah, because
watching it. So I think,
I came across the track, and I've been,
hmm,
as you know, I've been running this on the program that I actually do. You know what I mean, at New Star Radio. So and I thought this is a nice track, Smile, and as you see it on my face all the time, suits me.
yeah. I
So
can see.
so that was it. You also been the I saw clips of you in the British reggae. About 2020. How did you come
Oh,
involved in that?
Britain's Got Reggae. Britain's Got Reggae. That
Got
was
reggae,
like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
think it was about 2015 or something like that. Was probably around them times. No, there was a lady called Shirlene Braithwaite. She runs the Britain's Got Reggae competition, and I entered that, and I was like, it was really weird because the majority of the people that was in there had like tracks out or they had CDs. I didn't have anything. I was like the poor relative there. I didn't have anything. And even when Shirlene went on the radio promoting the show and that, she was playing like tracks for everybody. She had to pull the audio from like a live performance. What I did to have something to play for me. I
Yeah.
didn't have anything, no CD, nothing, because
Serious.
I started off with a live band, whereas most people start with a PA, then move on to live band. I
That's
started
right.
off with live band, so I
Yeah,
didn't have
yeah,
nothing. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So yeah, I got to the finals. Obviously, I didn't win, but that was
Yeah.
all right. It was like a learning curve. It was an experience for me. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was good. It was good. It was interesting. That was my first sort of like chance to go on stage as such, because it was held at the Hootenanny.
Hmm.
Cecil Rubin was running it, and we used to go there, and we had the heats there. So yeah, it was different. It was nice.
What is it like when you're sort of traveling on the road, or what we call doing the road, doing different shows across the place? What's it like? What's it like for a woman?
Same like for a man, I suppose,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm a man. You're a woman, so I'm going to ask you that. you know. Or
Well,
what are some of the things you actually come across? You know, good or bad?
the worst thing, right?
Mm.
Being a woman on a road, if
Yeah.
you need a toilet, you lot can just go anywhere. We can't.
Okay.
That's a big disadvantage. Yeah, that's my main gripe.
That's your
Everything
main
else
gripe.
is all right.
Mm.
The toilet situation, yeah, you can't just rock up and just go. You know what I mean? Like you lot. We can't do that. We have to wait for a service station. You know,
Yeah, shall
or
I,
some quiet bush somewhere. You know what I mean?
you can't just, oh Lord, shall I say it? You can't just go and pull it out.
No, you can't. You can't. You can't do that. You have to cross your foot and wait. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I
So
see that. I
that's
see that.
that's the only thing I can think of really that is an issue for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Okay.
drink less and you don't need to go in it.
Okay. Yeah, that is a good
Yeah.
point. Now, you also was at the 0121 Jamaican celebration independence over the weekend. How was that?
Wet.
Wet.
It rained and it rained and it rained.
And it rained.
Um,
And it never stopped
yeah,
raining.
it rained. Oh my gosh, it was like being at Glastonbury. I've never been to Glastonbury. I could just imagine though. It was just mud everywhere. But
Serious.
you know what? The people came out and they were dancing with the umbrellas and the little rain mats and everything. And I was like, they're good because if this was in Nottingham and it was raining like this, I would not be coming out. I
Serious.
wouldn't come out for nothing. I don't do rain. But it was nice. I was well received there, and it was really, really nice
Yeah.
experience.
It
You
is
know.
it's a good show. We was there last year. We wasn't there this year because we had something else, got another engagement to do, so we wasn't unable to go there this year. Not because of the rain.
Popular, popular,
Yeah, yeah. Because
popular.
we got in any weather. Last year we did so many artists there. We was there Saturday and Sunday, and we talked to so many
Mm.
artists. Mr. Freddie McGregor, Omar, Yellow Man. Had the chance to chat with the great Yellow Man, which, with so much.
Wow.
The Lady Dawn Penn. You know what I mean? all these,
Oh,
all these artists. Wonderful, wonderful lady. She was uh, she was standing there, and we was like this, and she was standing there, and I says to her, I went over, introduced myself, and I says, can we have an interview? And she looked at me, 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 and she says, how much you gonna pay her?
oh no.
And she was joking. And I looked at her, and I said, you know what? We don't have any money. And
Did she smile for you? Did she
she was
smile? 'Cause she
laughing.
never smiled.
She was just joking.
She never.
Just joking.
I've
She
never
was,
seen a picture of her smiling ever.
yeah, and she was laughing. You know what I mean? And she says, I said, we ain't got no money. We don't make any money. We don't have any money. And she says, she was great. And she said, okay. And we had a great chat. And then I carry on chatting. And then she turned around and said to me, is that it? You don't know.
Oh wow, wow.
Why I'll tell you, she was a great lady. She's an absolutely great lady. You know what I mean? And I'm glad I have the pleasure. We had the pleasure to actually talk to her, which was actually marvelous. And all the artists, as I said, that was down there. The great Yellow Man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was a one-off. You know what I mean? Which is absolutely marvelous. And don't forget, guys, you can go and watch all those programs on our channel, YouTube, Breakthrough TV. Breakthrough TV with great Freddie McGregor and Yellow Man. So, my sister, any events you got coming up? What have you got coming up?
Well, the next event I've got coming up is the Nottingham Carnival.
Oh,
I'm
what is that?
performing there. That's the 20th of August in
Yeah.
Nottingham.
Yeah.
Yes. Leela Ike is going to be the main artist down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I've got that, but I have a lot of stuff that I need to record. I'm
Yeah.
way behind with recording, because the person recording is also in a band and he's had loads of events that he's had to be practicing for and performing at. So hopefully soon I can get them sorted. But yeah. Yeah. Busy,
What are
busy.
some of the producers you have to work with?
I've worked with Rainbow Arc. They're based in Portsmouth. I've worked with Phantom Records. I've done a track with a label in Canada called Seven Gate Records. That's not out yet.
Okay.
I've done a track with a producer in New York called Harmony Tree Promotions. That's not out yet.
Okay.
My next track that should be coming out is on Starvice production label. Last 2 tracks I've done with them, done pretty well. Yeah. So the next track with Starvice Productions is going to be a track called Wobble. We've already got Baby Boom out with the Wobble dance. It's on that same rhythm. I don't know if you've heard it. It's wicked. It's wicked. Wicked rhythm, yeah. Wicked rhythm.
Any albums coming out?
No, that's on my bucket list actually.
Yeah.
Album or EP, because I've got enough material to do an album or a couple of EPs. You know, because I do a lot of writing. I do write. So I've got to put that. Yeah.
And how do you find writing? How do you find it?
Some days good, some days not so good. If I hear a rhythm and it sort of like grabs me, I can just write a song just there and then. You know, not a problem. But sometimes I'll start writing something and I'll go back to it or 2 or 3 times, and I might match that up with something else I've written. You know, patch it up, kind of a thing, to make another song. So it just all depends on the mood, on the rhythm. You know, just how I'm feeling at the time. You know, it just depends. Yeah.
And say you got a hold of a song at the moment.
Yeah, I got loads. Yeah. Loads.
You was born in this country, yeah? I take it.
I was born and bred in Nottingham.
Your descendants?
Jamaican parentage.
Jamaican parentage, yes. Great.
Yeah.
Mind you, it doesn't matter where you're born, we're here. You know what I mean? And I've always said we are citizens of the world. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Now, I had said to you, because the program is called What Upon Your Mind? What's on your mind? And you said to me earlier on, you got a lot of stuff you want on your mind. So hit me with it.
All right, first things first, work.
Okay.
Work. Yeah, my role has changed significantly, and a lot of projects now are doing energy advice.
Yeah.
Now, my background is employability.
Okay.
So energy advice and employability is, you know, not really meshing together. So now we have to do a level 3 qualification in energy awareness, which is learning about different meters, different boilers, cavity wall insulation, solid brick walls, what kind of boiler system goes with these controls, how to read energy letter bill, you know, explain kilowatts and Celsius and all sorts, convert them and tell people how much they are spending, how much they can save, and go into people's lofts. I don't even go to my own loft. I couldn't tell you what's in there. You know what I mean? So it's not the one. It's not the one. And my big beef with this now is I don't do dogs. I don't do dogs. Dogs.
D-O-G.
D-O-G. Dog. With an S on the end. I don't do dogs. Right? So obviously you got to go to people's house, haven't you, to check out, you know, the thermostats and stuff like that. And the other day I went with a colleague and we went to one house. That was nice. That was all right. The next one now, he said, "Oh, it looks like they've cancelled. I need to ring them and see what's going on." So I sat in the car eating my sandwich now, and this man's like, "Oh yeah, you know, we're coming to yours. You know, did you cancel the appointment?" She goes, "Oh yeah, because my daughter's homeless and she's got 2 big dogs, and I don't think it's fair that you're being there and these dogs harassing you." She goes, "My 2's all right." And I'm like, 4 dogs in the 1 yard. I'm not going in there. I says, "No way am I going in this yard with these 4 dogs." I said, "Brother, you can go in there and do what you're doing. I'll stay out here." You know what I mean? So there's that aspect. You know what I mean?
So
I don't do dogs.
you don't do dogs. So you're
Don't
not.
do it.
So you're gonna get accused of not being an animal lover.
I don't care. Give me a cat any day. Cats just go back to business. They don't even business with you. You see
Yeah.
the dogs. Dogs, then when they know you don't like them, they won't leave you alone.
Yeah, yeah.
They will not leave you alone, and you can't like kick them or nothing because it's bad. You know what I mean? Sort of like just push them one side with your foot.
I understand what you mean. I mean, I never had any problems with dog until I remember in my very, very early days in the UK, in the what was known as the bull ring. And we used to, just a couple of us used to go and do a bit of shopping there. And the police, they used to walk around with this big all station dog. They used to just follow you all around the place. You know what I mean? And it was very frightening. You know what I mean? And sometimes if you just stand, I mean, I'm not from the generation where where you see people lingering around. We wasn't doing that. You know what I mean? We wasn't. You see kids do that now. We wasn't doing that.
Yeah.
We just go about our business and do what we was doing. And they used to just follow us with this big dog. And if you stop and look into a shop, they'll move you on. So that messed up my whole prospect of what you call loving animals or loving dogs. And as I said, it was like a terrible time at that particular period of time. I mean, you don't see it now. Or you don't see, I mean, you don't see sort of police walking around in shopping center anymore with dogs. But they used to do that. And they did that quite regular in Birmingham, in the Bullring, in the old Bullring, in the old Bullring shopping center, which was not very good. You know what I mean? So those are some of the things I find very, very strange at that particular period of time. So
Yeah.
it's just,
Yeah.
you tell me, say you got, what's your other beef? What's your other beef on your mind?
Well, that's my main beef, the energy thing.
That's your
Yeah.
main beef.
Yeah, that's my main. In fact, that's my whole beef, actually.
That is.
I'm not an energy person, you know what I mean? I don't mind. No, we do sessions where we do energy advice and talk about your behaviours and stuff. But I don't mind that. I'm not feeling this going into people's yard and going in their loft and checking the thermostat and the boiler settings and that's not me. It's not me. Not me.
Being as you're into energy, I need a new boiler. How can I get on with that? And I've seen loads of things online where you can get a free boiler, but I don't get benefits. I don't get anything. So I don't qualify. So how do I get around for that? Not just me alone. How do I get around that?
You get your cash out and you buy one. If you don't qualify, you get your cash money out and you buy one. There's no way around it.
I know you were just. I was gonna say that. Yeah, but as I say, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. You can get a free boiler. You can get this, and it's everywhere. And you see now.
Yeah.
So guys,
yeah.
If you think you qualify for that, I'd say go and check it out. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of grants and stuff like this. Just looking them up. But there is a lot of criteria that you have to fit. You have to have a lot of, on benefits and disabilities and things like that.
Pension credits.
Yeah, pension
and all the sort of stuff like that.
Yes, you have to be on that to get it.
I don't qualify any of them yet.
Well, go to the bank, draw out the money and buy one.
We'll tell you we have money.
You're not going to get one free. You're not going to get one free. You look like you got money, yes?
Yeah, but looks are deceiving. All right. Let me go right now. Just because I present myself like this doesn't mean I am rich. But I've always been like this. My whole family has always been like this. We present ourselves good. We don't like dirtiness, and we don't like smelly people.
That's the Caribbean. That's the Caribbean thing.
And we don't like unclean people
as well. cannot text stink people.
You know
How
what?
can you not smell yourself?
Exactly. You know,
How?
you don't know what you just done. You don't know what you just done.
I'm
You
like,
hit on
how?
something. You hit on something really very interesting there. And I
Right.
never said that to you.
How?
Yeah.
How can you not smell you? If I smell something
Yeah.
if I'm in a room, first thing I'm like, breath, armpits, make sure it's not me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not me, it's somebody else. I'm like, how can you smell like that first thing in the morning? You just leaving you, it's early morning. How can you smell like that? And how can you not smell that you smell?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got a pawn shop. You don't even have to spend loads and loads of money. Even tramps go to the swim baths and wash themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I've seen documentaries about that, how they keep themselves clean. And I'm
Yeah.
like, if I was a tramp, that's the last thing I'd be thinking about, washing myself. I'd be thinking about where am I going to get my next meal or what I'm going to give my dog to eat, you know, not washing myself. But even they make the effort and clean up themselves, you know what I mean? And just do what they need to do.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so I don't like stinky people.
Some people, man, they're just dirty, dirty. And what they don't realize, I mean, like if you're driving, if you're driving, let me break it down. If you're driving, you don't sweat, right? Not unless the system in your car is very, very hot. But if you're walking or running around and catching the bus and catching public transport, you will sweat.
Yeah, but if you don't bathe on top of that, if you don't bathe
Thank you, thank you.
you're
If you
gonna,
don't bathe
you're gonna
yourself or
funk.
change your clothes regular,
That's right.
you stink.
That's right. You're gonna funk, man. Funk. Say that. I can't text. No, man, I can't text stink.
You know,
Can't text stink.
I'm
That's
actually,
another beef.
I'm glad you hit that point. I'm glad I never hit that point, but it's very, very interesting. Now, do you like football? Football. You like football?
Sometimes it depends who's playing.
Well, the women's world champion football is on now, and let me first ask you, who do you think is going to win?
Well, not Jamaica.
No, Jamaica. I think Jamaica was there, but they've gone
That's
out.
what I'm saying. Well, not
They've-
Jamaica. So I've lost interest now. I don't know who's in now. I don't know.
They went
Jamaica's
out.
gone. I don't business.
But the good thing about that, they qualified. The stage they get to, there's the first ever
Yeah, they did
ever
good. They
Caribbean
did
country
good.
or West Indian country that got so far in the competition. The last 16, you know, which is actually great. My why I ask you that question is we see Lorraine James stepped on the back
Oh,
of a Nigerian player, and
I saw that.
everybody
I saw
in the press is dumping it down. Oh, she's
No.
this, she's that, and
Yeah.
if somebody else had done that to one of their
I know.
players,
I know. I know.
don't
I
get me
know. I
wrong,
know.
she plays for England. If anybody has done that to an English player, we would have seen it all over the place. And that's
Of
the
course.
interesting thing about that.
Of course.
The other thing as well I find is that they're going, oh, she's a bit hot-headed. She should have get rid of hot-headed necks from when she was playing in amateur. She's the professional league. So she's
Yeah.
on the big stage. So you can't make those mistakes when you're on the big stage. So she should have got rid of all that anger before she get to that stage. So that's the excuse
Yeah.
I've had
Yeah.
a lot of people saying to me, which I find it ridiculous. What do
No.
you think?
Cricket's my thing, mate. I love cricket. I was brought up on cricket.
Yours are
I love cricket.
Okay. Famous cricket players, who you love?
Courtney Walsh.
You love Courtney West. The great Courtney
Yeah.
West.
Jimmy
you're going back-
Adams.
So you're going back to
Like
the
Jimmy Adams.
you're going back to these what in the 70s, aren't you? The 70s, 80s.
Oh. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going
Yeah.
back in the 70s, 80s. Yeah.
Legends. It went downhill after that, though, didn't it?
Yeah.
Curtly Ambrose, Walsh, and them lot left. You know what I mean? It just went downhill.
I think
Went downhill.
I think one of the much actually recall. So we're talking about 70s, 60s, 70s. Oh, this fits into the 70s. I think one I actually recall when I watched it. It was a match I think in the 1970s where Tony Gregg, the South African, was
Bloody
actually
hell.
captain England, and he was actually playing against the West Indies, and he said something very, very naughty. I can't remember exactly what he says, but it's there in the archives. And he said something very, very naughty about the West Indies. And boy, did he pay for it. And did England play for that?
Good.
Yeah.
Serve 'em
And,
right.
so, and I think, I mean, the cricket fans, or people can remember, or even the generation who's above me can actually remember that. But he said something very derogatory about the West Indies. And did he pay for that? That was a match where some of the greats West Indian player was actually playing it, which is absolutely great. You know, it was absolutely fantastic. I did try to play cricket a little bit. That when I was growing
We
up.
any good? We any good?
No,
we any
no,
good?
no, I'm not a cricketer. You know, I got to answer you honestly. You ask somebody, you ask somebody some things, and I'm honest like this. You ask somebody some things, and they says, and you says, you're good at it. Yes, man, me good at it, me good at it, me can do it. I'm not that type of person.
So you want a batter or a bowler then? You wasn't either of them.
Well, I didn't mind feeling, but
Oh, so you're a generic cricket player.
I was
Generic.
Is that what you call it? No.
Oh yeah, just out in the field. Yeah.
I think this is what puts me off. When I was actually growing up, we used to play at school. I used to play with my cousins and my friends and such things. We had a bowler, and his name was I remember his name now. His name was Brenton. And
Nice.
I remember I was batting, and I was here batting, and Brenton comes up to bowl the ball, and when he rolled his arms over, just the look at his face just frightened me. And
Wow, was it fast bowler? Fast bowler.
It put me up for life.
Wow, I don't blame you. That cricket ball lick hot, you know.
That's it. We used to,
Lick.
we used to play with very, very young. We used to play with what you call the Concantar ball. That's what we used to call it, Concantar ball.
Wow.
Which was absolutely
Wow.
and it was tough, hard. Well,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
cricket balls are hard and tough, but it was actually tough. But as I say, that puts me off it for life. I've never played again.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
What about you?
Don't blame you.
You got any hobbies?
I like watching it.
What are hobbies? What are your hobbies?
My hobby is singing. That's my hobby.
Just your only hobby?
Yeah, hobby is the singing. Probably
Outdoor?
doing stuff with the grandkids. Doing stuff
Outdoor?
with the grandkids.
Okay.
Outdoor, I don't like flies. I don't like wasps. I don't like ants. I don't like worms. I don't like anything like that.
So, so, oh my dear, can I do this? So,
I do go outside though. I do go outside, but I don't like.
no.
I don't like
So you don't like outside?
No, I don't like
love it.
insects and stuff. I don't like them.
I love it
Spiders,
outside.
I don't like them.
I recall. It's funny you say that. I recall a very good friend sent me a video, and it was in America, and my friend he was in Central Park, and I think there was a squirrel in Central Park, and he was running. He says, "Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm scared of that. I'm scared of that." And I said, the text. I sent him back. I said, "Well, that's outside. That's where they live."
Yeah. But hey, you have to be careful, you know, because one time, right,
Yeah.
there was a squirrel just up the road from where my mum lives, right? And it was every time people was going past, it was jumping out and attacking them. Yeah, it was going on bad. A
Serious.
squirrel. So don't feel sorry for them. Yeah, they're horrible. They can be very horrible. You see the teeth already, what they got? Don't mess with them teeth.
Serious.
Yeah, it was jumping down and attacking people. Yeah,
Why
not
this?
good.
Why this?
Yeah, it was a rogue one. I don't know what
Where did it
went
come-
wrong with him,
Where
but
did it come from?
yeah,
Where did it
he
come
must have
from?
mental health problems. I don't know. I don't know. It wasn't right at all. He wasn't all there at all. It was tapped.
Wow,
You know what I mean?
wow.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I love it outdoors. I suppose because in my early days, I was born in the Caribbean, so I was outdoors most of the time. Took me a long time when I came to the UK to sort of get to the life of being inside, watching the television, and the weather's so cool. But I love it outside, and I'm still spend a lot of my time outside. I mean, I do my jogging, I do my running, I do my walking, and I still love it outside. Still do. I'll never change. Never change.
Good on you. Good on you. Proud of you.
Well, you must bear in mind you're talking to somebody who's doing this interview. Am I interviewing you or you're interviewing me?
We sharing the responsibility. That's it. It's a different one today.
Great,
Sharing.
fantastic. I love that. What I was saying, yeah. As I say, most of the time I spent outside when I was growing up. Because I was saying now. I mean, before I actually moved to the UK, I had my little grong. You know what a grong is? My little farm.
Yeah.
My little farm.
That's right.
I used to plant my little things, or my little fruits, my little vegetable, my scallion, my dasheen, my cocoa, my yam, my scallion, my tomato. Never forget your roots.
That's right.
Never forget your roots. And
How much of them are you growing over here then? What are you growing over here?
None.
What are you growing over here?
Nothing.
It'll to be a shame to your damn self.
Not even.
It'll to be a shame.
Not even. Not.
Not even no watercress.
You know what? It break at that particular time. It break my heart. I used to actually ask my cousins, make sure when I was leaving, make sure you look after me ground. Make sure you take care of everything. knowing I wasn't gonna go back there in a hurry. You know what I mean? So I was actually heartbroken at the particular period of time. You know what I mean? So that's what it does to me. But as I say, never forget your roots.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely great, absolutely marvelous. You was talking about DJs who are actually playing your tunes, and you say there's somebody you want to give a big shout out to.
Did I?
Yeah, the guy who's
Sure,
actually
it's me.
playing.
Sure, it's me that said that.
The guy who's actually playing your tune, regular.
Well, you know what? There's quite a few DJs playing my music. There's too many to mention actually, because it goes as far as like I got my tunes being played in South Africa, Nigeria, all over the place. So there's so many. It wouldn't even be fair to mention some and not mention all. So, I just want to big up all of them that's playing my music, all of the producers that's giving me a chance to sing on their rhythms, you know what I mean? Sort of like think, oh yeah, let's put Tina on it kind of a thing. I really respect them as well, because if they don't put me on, it's not going to happen, is it?
Yeah. Who are some of the artists you've actually seen
What do you mean, Steve?
on stage, concerts, live shows?
I've seen loads.
Talk to me then.
Beanie Man, it's on. I tell you, the wickedest one I went to though was Stitchy. When Lieutenant Stitchy came to Nottingham,
My God,
that was like
that
hell
going back?
on earth. No,
Serious?
from you coming into a dance, yeah, and it was like it was just foggy, and you could tell something wasn't right. The queue was long. They had security with dogs, Doberman dogs. You know what I mean? And I'm like, this don't sit well with me, but I bought my ticket. went in. As soon as Stitchy came on stage, he sang two words, jumped up and down, and then I turned around and it was like a tsunami. People, the dogs was jumping up, biting up everybody.
Serious?
Everybody was trying to rush through the exit door to come out. When you bust the exit door, there's people they want to brush the door like tanks. They come try to cover, we try to cover. You see the next day, bare 1-1 shoes, dentures, glasses, you name it on the floor. People have to go back and claim the next day. Yeah, the dogs just went berserk in there. It was a security company from London that came down. I'm like, this ain't good. Dog bunksing up on you in the dance hall, you know.
And that one,
so I didn't actually get to see it.
Sticks in your mind. That one sticks in your mind.
Yeah, because people's getting the clothes teared off. Others trying to get through the doors. It was bad. It was really bad. So I didn't actually get to see him.
Yeah.
I saw him briefly. Ninja Man, I was so bored. I sat on the stage with my back to him the whole time. That was boring.
Serious?
But the one I always wanted to see, was John Holt. Because that's my favourite. I grew up on John Holt, and I was so happy he was coming to Nottingham to do the carnival, and I was on the carnival, and I was planning I was going to hijack this man and chat to him and everything, you know. Man died before the carnival. He died. I'm like, you spiteful little man. I wanted to meet you and everything. I was so pissed off with it, sorry. I was so annoyed. Yeah, because he was one of my favourite. And he actually lived near, he lived in Meadowbrook near my uncle. I have an uncle that lives there. Yeah, but he was never in the area when I was there, you know, when I went to visit and stuff. But yeah, that was sad. Who else have I seen?
What about female artists?
Sylvia Teller, she's amazing.
Sylvia Teller, yeah.
Sylvia Teller, oh, she's such a lovely lady as well. Such a lovely lady. Yvonne Curtis, she's a nice lady too. Yeah. It's mostly males, you know. There's not that many women.
Have you seen?
Not that many women.
I actually seen the great Marcia Griffiths. I see her at Hummingbird. She had a Hummingbird. And, that was a show.
I like Marcia Griffiths.
That was a show.
She's lively, very lively.
And she celebrates this year. She's been in the business 60 years.
Wow.
Yes, that's how long she's been going.
That's an achievement. That's an
60
achievement.
Years, you know what I mean? I mean, we talk about Jamaica. We talk about Jamaica celebrating 61 years. She's been in the business 60 years.
60, wow. That's amazing, you know.
It is amazing.
That's amazing.
Well, when we talk about women reggae singers, she just doesn't do reggae because she does other genres as well. But it's mainly, you know,
yeah.
Thing. I can't think of anybody who else been doing it as long as her. Woman-wise, I know you got Dawn Penn, and there was a couple of there's another lady, Pottinger. She's a producer. You know what I mean? But away from Marcia Griffith, there's nobody else. There's nobody else. Actually,
that's true.
She's a very nice lady. I was involved. I was a volunteer at a company in Birmingham, Human Records, and everybody used to come to Human Records. Every DJ that's around Birmingham used to come there. From Wayne Irie, the Godfather, Father Hovis, Countryman.
Love Father Hovis, love him.
Stevie J, Tony Roots.
Love him.
They all come there. You know what I mean? Some of those DJs come there. Tyrone Melody, his brother, can't remember his brother's name. He's going to kill me for that. So everybody used to come there. We also had people from down south. But Human Records is also a record label. It record people, you know what I mean? But like the greats, Maccabee, because the proprietor has very, very big connections, including Taurus Riley, Dean Fraser. I should tell you, when the great Taurus Riley put out the Parables album, which is got a big song on it, She's Right, y'all. Well, his father actually sent the owner of that shop. The flyer before that album went big.
Oh wow.
I gotta say, though,
Wow.
my favorite song on that track is a song, and I always play it. A track called "Family," and that's Taurus Riley and Della Manley. Everybody says "Seas Royal," great
Oh,
song, fantastic. But there's a track
yeah.
called "Family,"
Yeah.
and it's fantastic tune. So you know what I mean? Um,
Oh, I'm gonna have to listen out to that one.
yeah, yeah,
I don't think I've
fantastic.
heard that
It's
one.
it's it's a great song,
Oh,
and as I say, Della Manley is actually singing it to this with Taurus Riley, which is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely great. Yeah, absolutely marvelous. So
oh.
I love all those sort of things. And I was saying about Marcia Griffiths actually came to the shop. She was on show, and she came in with
Oh,
have a guess, Bob Andy, Bob and
wow.
young,
You're
gifted,
little,
and black. She came
you're a
in
little show off. You are
the
show off,
late.
name dropping in,
No, no,
showing off.
no. Just my knowledge, because this is what I'm good at. Music.
You're a little show off bragger. That's what you are.
Music is what I'm good at. It's all up here. My whole history, all my life. No, see some people you see, it's not showing off. See some people, they drink, they booze, they take drugs, they do other things. For me, it has always been music, nothing else.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I've got my 9 to 5. I do my 9 to 5, but the rest of it's always been music. So it's not showing off.
That's, that's
But I don't
good.
mind
That's
sharing
good.
my experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell
That is
us.
good to hear.
Yeah, it is good. And I say we virtually, my friend with Marcia Griffiths went to tea, went to lunch. She come back, and that was it. She went and do a concert. It was absolutely marvelous. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just great.
Wow.
So it's as I say, it's all those experiences. One of these days, I'm gonna do a show, just me, talking about my whole experience and all the people I've met over the years. And it's not showing
Can't
up.
wait, Carl.
It's not
Can't
showing up.
wait.
It's not. It's not showing up. Right. Tell us about your new track again. Tell us about your new track. What it's called, where we can find it, or where we can
Well,
download it from.
well, that's not out yet. I haven't got a release date for it yet, but it's called the Wobble.
The Wobble.
And it's on the Wobble Rhythm, which is by Star Vibes Production. So if you want to get a feel of the rhythm, just look out for Baby Boom's Wobble Dance, which is out now. It's a nice bouncy dancehall type rhythm. It's really catchy. It's doing really well. A lot of people are trying to do the dance to it, doing their own
What's the
interpretations of the dance as
What's the
well.
dance to it?
Oh, it's sort of like lift up your foot and all of them things. One of them
No, I don't know one
young
of them things.
people dancing thing. No, no. It's like you just do your own sort of like interpretation of what it is. There's no set dance to it. You hear it and you decide what you're going to do. I don't know I'm going to do to it yet. I've decided I haven't practiced it yet, but I'm going to get me practicing.
What do you want to
You
do?
know.
What do you want to do to it?
Just rock, mate. Just rock and watch everybody else. But mine is like, my track is like it's like, I do lovers. A lot of my stuff is like lovers. So I'm doing lovers on like a bashment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's my thing. Yeah.
You also give me
Watch out for
impression.
it. Watch out for it.
You also give me impression that you love your dancehall as well. You love your dancehall.
I do, but I do. But you know what? My love of dancehall is the 80s. The 80s, 90s type of music. Like this booga. I can't take that. You know what I mean? If I go out to a bashment, I don't know none of these songs. I don't know what you do to them. You know what I mean? So I like the old time bashment songs. I love them. That you can actually dance to, and the words, and you can sing, and it's like they never get old. They're classic. Classic.
So
classic.
that raises my next question about, we see dance, not just dance soul music, because we get it from hip hop music and grime and all those sort of music that sort of, I'd say, influence some form of violence. Kill this man, cut this man short, shoot him in the head. What do you think of lyrics? What do you think of lyrics like that?
well, I don't like them, you know. But if you're already suffering from mental health issues, depression or anxiety, and you go and play them type of music, which is depressing anyway, it's gonna take you to another level where you're gonna think thoughts like that, aren't you? Because your brain's not well as it is, your well-being's not well, you got ill well-being, so it's gonna take you to that next level where you're thinking, well, I've got to do this, or I'm hearing voices telling me I've got to go and kill that person, or I've got to stab that person, or they're going to stab me, or I can see like evilness there. It all taps into the same thing. Music does influence behavior, because if you're feeling sad and you play like a sad song, it's going to make you cry. If you're feeling upbeat, you play something lively, it's going to lift you in it. So it does, and it just depends on your state of mind, how the music's going to affect you.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
That's how I think.
I actually support exactly what you say. I think around the same line, you know what I mean? And I've heard people say, oh, he doesn't influence you. He doesn't do this, he doesn't do that, you know what I mean? But not everybody is as strong as what you say. Some people got a lot of issues going on in their head, you know what I mean, which is not good.
Right.
Which is not good. Yeah.
That's right. But you can see it as well, like if you're in an angry mood and you've got them type of music playing and you're driving in time to that music. You know what I mean? I've seen it happen, and I'm like hanging on to the car seat because not daring to say a word because this person's upset and they're driving mad. You know what I mean? So music does influence you. It does. It can be negative and it can be positive.
Yeah. Well, I've said it many, many times. The classic one I always hear, in the 60s, from all those great American artists, I'm black and I'm proud. The legendary James Brown.
James Brown, yeah. Definitely.
It's influential. You know what I mean? So when people say,
yeah.
So when people say bad things and you say it influences people, they say no. But at the same time, when the artists say good things, they say, oh, that's nice. It's influencing me. You see, so they put it around.
They pick and choose. Yeah, they pick and choose. Yeah, they pick and choose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to say big shout out to David Brown for actually watching. Let me say big shout out to you, sir. And all you guys who's actually watching the program. Well, my sister, let me say thank you for coming. And what's on your mind? We got to a lot, didn't we?
Oh, yeah. I think we need a part two.
Sorry?
I think we need a part two.
Of course we do. I'm glad you feel that way. Don't say I never make you laugh. Oh, Tina, let me say thank you. And once again, tell us your Smile. Tell us about Smile. Last time, tell us about Smile and gigs that coming up.
Okay, all right. Next gig is the Nottingham Carnival on the 20th of August in Nottingham. Smile on the Bantam Records on the Mission Accomplished rhythm is available on all downloadable platforms. Yeah, and it's still in the Stevie J Chart Show at number 2.
Okay, massive.
Yeah.
My sister, let me say thank you for taking parts in the show.
Thanks for having me.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was great.
I know. Even if I say so myself.
I enjoyed myself. It was nice.
Great,
nice.
thank you. Catch you soon. Talk soon.
Thank you.
God bless you. Thank you.
Take care.
Bless.
Bye.
Bye-bye. There you have it, guys. That's how it works. So, don't forget, if you want to take part in the program again, Kusokos. Those of you who know my number, you can catch me there. And it's breakthroughtv@gmail.com. We talk about anything on this program. Keep it in with the musical content also. Let me say thank you guys for watching. Thank you. I want to say big shout outs to my producer. Yes, I do have a producer and he's very good at what he does. Yes, big shout out to you, sir. Thank you. God bless you. My time is here.